So, Brady here from Inner Strength Check, joined with none other than the mighty DEZ FAFARA of DEVILDRIVER. Now, Des, I don't usually do these sorts of things before I start an interview, but for you, I've got an apology and a confession. Apology being, I was not aware that like yourself and Cradle of Filth coming in down to do an incursion on Australian shores, that germs would be coming to invade my head. So I sound a bit stuffy this morning. I woke up a bit bleh. And my
Okay.
confession, something special just for you, Des. Not many people actually know this. So I've got a bit of a crooked tooth here, and I've got a Devil Driver pit at Soundwave Brisbane in 2009 to thank for that.
Oh, okay.
Guy with big steel cap boots, looked up, sailing towards my face, and now one of my teeth pushes back a little bit further than the others. Also, coincidentally, my friend, the first and I think maybe last set where I watched someone whose legs were upside down for more than they were stood up.
Well, I'm glad that you still have your tooth. I'm sorry that that happened to you. I mean, look, you never want to see violence happen to anybody in the pit. It's why I actually don't do the whole wall of death thing. I never have been. I come from a punk rock background. I know all
Mm.
about Doc Martens and steel toe boots. And I tend to do the circle pit thing where you can dance and have a good time. And I really don't put up with the hardcore kicking thing. If I see that going down, one guy in the middle of the pit with 40 feet around him empty, I stop the show and say, this is clearly not your show. Get the fuck to the back. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So I'm sorry that that happened.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Look,
But
and
however,
I do appreciate that. I do
okay.
appreciate the
Yeah.
fact that you call out crowd killers because that was just a chance occurrence and a lack of peripheral vision, my friend. That's enough about workplace OSHA violations,
Hey,
mate.
look, let me tell you what, we all have lack of peripheral vision every once in a while. And it's why sometimes you stay with people too long, or you get the wrong people around you, or you make a left when you should have made a right. Bad fucking peripheral vision.
Very,
You know.
very philosophical. So you're obviously
Yeah.
feeling very philosophical today. How are you feeling in general, mate? What's the feeling like within the band at the moment ahead of your return to Oz?
Yeah, I mean, great. We can't wait to come down under. I mean, there's a few strongholds for myself over the years. UK,
Mm.
obviously, the USA, but Australia for sure for me, and it feels like home, right? Because if I'm done with sound check early, I can grab a board, go catch a surf. Oftentimes I bring a skateboard with me, so I'll go skateboarding around the cities,
Oh,
and
really?
it feels like home for me. So we can't wait to come down under. We've got the set list all wrapped up. I've been in my booth here at my house. I've got a recording booth here at my house, and I've been rehearsing. We're getting together on the 4th and the 5th of July, and then I fly the night of the 5th. So we're ready to do this. We've got a great set list.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And speaking of the new material, mate, so what has the feedback ahead of while you're looking at planning touring and all that sort of thing? What's the feedback been like for you guys in response to the new singles that you've put out just ahead of the new album, which drops quite soon? In fact, pretty much around when you guys will be jetting off.
Yeah, so up July 10th. And the reason I did that is because last time we were there, we dropped a record when we were in Australia. Or I should say the last time we dropped a record when we were in Australia, we actually knocked Kanye West down 2 notches by where we were on the charts. So it's a bit
Damn.
of a good luck thing for me, right? Um, but we're waiting to come down under. We're going to have a great time, and the band is ready. The set list is killer. We've got a few surprises for people. Some of the stuff that we haven't played in a while, and then obviously new songs. And
Mm.
that being said, like just we're chomping at the bit to go get this done.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And
Yeah.
what's the how are you guys feeling about the feedback just like online and in general
Yeah,
to just the new music?
feedback's been incredible. I mean, with any art form, if you do it and you put it out, you do it for yourself, right? You don't know what people are going to think. And
Mm,
I've probably done 100 interviews by now, maybe more, and the feedback has been incredible. I mean, the album was
mm,
done close to a year and a half ago, so it just
mm.
took a while before we were. getting tours together. We re-signed with Napalm Records because we were free agents at that point.
Mm.
And what I've been hearing is incredible. I mean, 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s. A guy just told me right now, I wish I could give it 50 out of 10. So what you tend to do is, you stay humble through the
Mm.
process, um, and you come at it with gratitude and appreciation, which is where I'm at. For a 30-year career, the fact that this marks, I think it's the 11th record, the 11th Devil Driver record, and it's like
It's
it's
wow.
hitting, man. It's hitting, man, and
Yeah.
it's incredible to get the art out there after it's been sitting with us for so long. You
Mm.
know?
Yeah, yeah. So I've had I don't want to give away too many plot spoilers, but I've had a couple of advanced listens. That's one of my perks in an otherwise basically free job doing what I do right here.
Yeah,
Um,
cool.
there's a lot more aggression on this one. Like you've still got your trademark Devil Driver grooves strewn throughout, of course, as is the DEZ and Devil Driver way. Can't go wrong with a bit of groove. But I noticed that there's like a bit of an uptick in speed with this one. Was that like a deliberate choice, or you guys just played it how you played it? What was
You
the
know, I,
songwriting
I I don't
process
know
like?
if anything was I don't know if anything was like deliberate. I think with anything that you do at length,
Hmm.
job, music, relationship, there's always a time when you don't look back and you don't look forward, but you look at where you're at and you
Hmm.
say, are we at where we're supposed to be? And when we started writing for this record, I said, don't look back and don't look
Hmm.
too far forward. I said, what you guys need to do is pull up the logo. Um,
Hmm.
we did take a few left turns on the last couple records, I feel, but that needs to be done, really.
Hmm.
This one is more a take a look at the logo, write for the fucking logo. If you're writing something that you think you want to write or that you would do on your own and it doesn't fit within what we do, it's fine to bring nuances of that to the table, but get down to the bulk of it for Devil Driver and for the logo. That's what we did. Having my original bass player John come back in, who wrote the first 5 records with me, that did all the beginning work with me, was a,
Hmm.
was a big deal as well. Having
Yeah.
Gabe, our new guitar player, come in and then co-produced with Davi, my drummer, that was a huge thing because when he was learning how to play guitar, he was learning to play guitar like by listening to Devil Driver. He was a fan of Devil Driver, right? So
Hmm.
he understood, everybody understood the mission, and that is like, don't get light, don't get soft, get on it. Now is the time to push on the gas. I've got more aggression in me than I ever have, I feel. Art should be, by any means, all art, even painting, should have some kind of visceral violence to it. Should put you out in a way in order to
Yeah.
put you in, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And I think this record does that. I mean,
Hmm.
it's aggressive to the core. I had a lot to say lyrically, and when these guys, let me give you an example. Most of the time, I don't start writing a record till I get the bulk of the material, and the bulk
Hmm.
could be 10 to 20 songs. As soon as I got the first three, I started writing immediately.
Wow.
So I knew exactly where it was going. I was like, let's go. And
Hmm.
lyrically, songs were coming out very quick for me. I was writing sometimes 2, 3 songs a day, to the point where I was sending voice notes to the music to my guys going, it's coming out so quickly. Am I just being lazy? Am I, and they were like, don't change a thing. Don't
Yeah.
change a lyric.
Yeah.
That's the best chorus I've ever heard from you. That's the best cadence I've ever heard. Unbelievable what these guys were driving me to write. And
Hmm.
musically, I think it's on par to be one of our sickest records, to be honest with you, because
Hmm.
everybody understood the mission instead of one guy taking on writing abilities, or, you know what I mean? This was a group
Yeah.
thing, a team effort, which I think was fantastic.
Yeah, it really does have that. Isn't it funny? It must be funny for you, Des, for me to even say this, right? Like, but it does have that classic Devil Driver feel to it. However, like obviously modernized, we're not back in the same era as we were as like Self-Titled and
Right,
Fury, but
right.
it does carry that kind of I guess you could say focusedness to it. Was that part of and that's making a lot of sense now that you're talking about like the band coming together. It sounds like a really kind of communal but focused effort.
Oh, such a team effort. And,
Mm,
I think it's easy to say, hey, let's go back. Let's listen to the beginning records. Let's try to capture that vibe. No way. You can
Mm,
never do that with anything in life. I mean, even in a relationship, you can't say, let's go back to capture where we are now. You can't do it. So it
mm,
was, in essence, to find the direction was me pointing them to the logo.
mm,
Really, really. And you do have some of that old school vibe. You have some very new school vibe, but
mm.
it's all encompassing with these guys. And I think I also handle things very democratically. I mean, I think the notion is that any band I'm in, from Cold Chamber to this, it's kind of the DEZ show.
Yeah.
Absolutely false. Like,
Mm, mm,
okay, we wrote a huge bulk of material. What songs do you guys want to record? Okay. What songs do you think are going to make the record now that we've demoed them? Okay. Now you guys get the order of the record. You put the order of the record. What should be the first song, the last song? Okay, let's go. And I think when there's that thing, uh, a team effort and that kind of democratic thing, for lack of a better word,
mm,
um, you're going to get something special every single time. You really are,
mm, mm. And how are you feeling about playing the new material live?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, we've only
Mm.
played Dig Your Own Grave live, but Dead in the Water is going to be so fun to play live. And we've
I'll
got a
bet.
couple
I'll
other,
bet.
we've got a couple other surprises too.
Oh, okay, right. So are we
Yeah.
talking a bit of a we're talking a bit of a career spanner on this tour?
We are. I mean, there's the obvious ones you got to play, like Clouds Over California, and but there's a few in there that we haven't played in a while because Miller is back, and Miller's like,
Yeah,
"Hey, I want to play this song," and I'm like, "Cool, let's go. As long as it grooves, I'm in."
that's awesome, man. Is there anywhere in Australia that you can remember? You mentioned grabbing a board because I surf as well, not very well, but and don't even start me on skating. I've two left. I'm worse than my dancing now. I've got three left feet with the skate. But any particular beaches that you're looking at hitting up when you come back to Australia?
I've surfed Perth, and I've
Mm,
surfed. I believe I surfed in Sydney too. Um,
mm.
I'm definitely the tour ends in Perth for a reason.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I mean,
spot
I
it
grew up. I grew
nicely.
up on a board. I grew up on a surfboard from time I was 6 years old, 7 years old. I grew up on a skateboard, and my skateboard every single day. My thing, especially because I'm not 30 anymore, is I tell my wife when I can't skate, when I can't longboard down bomb a huge hill that most 20-year-olds would be scared of. When I can't bomb a massive wave, I'm going to get off stage. I'm not
Mm,
just going to leave those things behind. I'm going to leave stage as well. I don't want to overstay my welcome in anything that I do, be it skating, surfing, stage. So,
mm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to surfing in Perth. I gotta be shark weary there, but there's a lot of guys cruising back and forths on wave runners and stuff, kind of watching you. So all good. I mean, where I grew up surfing in San Onofre, California, it's a great white nursery.
Mm, mm.
So you kind of have to have you kind of have a little bit of balls to go out like a day or surf past dusk. And I had plenty of nights on that beach where it was nothing but trucks and their lights pointed outward, and me and 10 or 15 of my friends out there surfing at night. So I enjoy the water. I'm a water kid, man. I'm also a Taurus, so I'll sit in the fucking shower for an hour and a
Same
half, man.
here.
I just love
Yep.
water.
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
exactly the same. Birds of a feather
Yeah.
or fish of a scale or something. Well, in terms of scaling, I am looking forward to you scaling back somewhere that is the trek around Australia. Looking forward to your shows, man. Is there anything else in particular that you're kind of looking forward to before we wrap up, like just in coming back to Australia this time?
um, I mean, I got a close friend there, AJ, who's the promoter, very close
Mm.
friend of mine. I just want to give him a hug. The show. I always
Oh.
tell him that the shows are the icing on the cake for me. I get to see friends.
Ah.
I get to see friends. I get to eat some good food, and and just in general have a great time. It's very reminiscent of California.
Hell
So
yeah.
so me, like my wife has already asked me what skateboard I'm going to take, and I've already started to pack, and so it's a good time.
That's so good, man. That's so good. Well, I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from your adventures in surfing and eating and dining, but also crushing skulls. And I'm hoping that this time well, actually, this would be my third time. The second time was fine. So I'm hoping for a bit of a reverse. We're starting a bit of a reverse hat trick this time around.
I always
Speaking
make
of,
sure that
how's your
people get taken
teeth? You
care of.
had some work on your teeth last week, didn't you?
I did
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
because we had
I
to
did. Well, I
reschedule our
was
last
singing one
interview.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was singing one day and I just felt like a pain in my tooth. I went in and it was nothing, but I'm just a guy who's not going to leave that to go, you know? So I'll make arrangements to go get shit checked out. Health is the number one thing with me, right? Health, attitude,
Mm,
mental state. It's why I meditate and other things like that. So I just tend to, you're one of the interviews that we had to move to this week. I know.
yeah.
So apologies if I threw a wrench in it.
No, 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 not by all means. I mean, head cold is throwing a wrench in my head right now, but I'm looking very
So
forward
if you want
to.
to beat that tonight,
Hmm?
yeah, if you want to beat that head cold tonight, get yourselves 2 heads of garlic, cut the tops off them, put some olive oil on them, roast it at 350 for about 15, 20 minutes, and then eat those tonight. You'll be done tomorrow.
Oh, I usually take myself a spoonful of minced garlic or something like that, but now you just got me damn hungry.
Yeah.
It's been my pleasure to talk to you,
Yeah.
Des, my man, and looking very forward to not only seeing you guys on your upcoming tour with Cradle of Filth, so we'll probably be at the most likely, well, we're planning to be at the Melbourne show, and
Cool.
also loving the new album, man. So I'm kind of doubly excited for you. I'm excited for the show, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the public reacts to Strike Hills because it's gonna be a good one. I think
Thank
you're
you
gonna
very
relish
much,
it.
man. Thank you. I mean, we worked really hard, so I hope everybody enjoys it. And again, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And yeah, everything I've been hearing about the record has really just put me in a real space of gratitude. And I think that's where you got to live the best part of your life is in the space of gratitude. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you at the show. I hope your teeth make it through this one.
There might be a bit more quality control on steel caps this time round, and then I'll be a little bit more aware if I'll be a little bit more
Yeah.
aware if I step into any circles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was raised in the punk rock scene. So I have 2 words for you, and that's Doc Martin.
Thank you so much, man. You enjoy the rest of your evening, yeah?
Take care.
Cheers,
Thanks,
man.
bro.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you once again to the indomitable Mr. DEZ FAFARA, whose band was responsible for a pit that was responsible for giving me a bit of a bucktooth. All's fair in love, war, and moshing. Speaking of war, it looks a little bit, for those of you on the podcast who can't see, I've got a bit of a neckbeard nest going on at the moment. It is just strewn with books and all sorts. I have, pretty much as of today, I've moved the last of my stuff from the Bellarine Peninsula, and I am now officially a Melbourneite once again. So I'm very sorry to the rest of Australia's fastest growing city, but I'm back inside you. So, without further ado and without other sus commentary like that, I just wanted to introduce, I thought, since it's been a couple of weeks since that interview, I literally have been tied up moving a couple of houses worth of stuff across regional and urban Melbourne, Victoria, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to hear about any of that. What you do need to hear is some of these new tunes. So I've picked out a few select picks from the inbox that have been tickling my fancy while I've been whittling away with this bomb site over here. So the first one we're going to hear from, they are from France. So they are a French heavy speed metal band. And I'm going to get lynched by all of our French listenership, or one or two of them. So this one's a good one. I enjoyed this because it had I'm a little bit sort of on the picky side when it comes to things that are more heavy trad sounding. I like a bit of speed, bit of thrash in it. These guys, their album has stood out to me. I've given it a couple of runs already. I like it quite a bit actually. If you're a fan of things like Blind Guardian, Nevermore, Enforcer, again, stuff like that with just your good old classics, meat and taters, heavy, fast, thrashy at times. It's not like a pure thrash metal record. It's more heavy, heavy metal / thrash metal. So bit of a traditional metal vibe in there, but it's good. It's epic, and of course, it has plenty of those that you're looking for. So this one is going to be the track we're going to be listening to first is Soldier of Fortune. So if you're not a fan of that genre, have a look at the timestamps. If you like what you hear, please do check out the show notes where we'll have links for the album and the official press release, all of that great stuff, further details, artist links, all that good stuff. But for now, let's kick it with our good friends Iron Slort, and yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes. Hope you enjoyed that track, and hope you weren't wailing too loud for the neighbors there, and if you were, oh well. Second one, and with some baller artwork for a baller new single, none other than our own Tasmanian Devils themselves. That's right, it's like Croptic that Croppers made. So they've got a new single and a video that's just come out for No Blade of Grass. That comes from their upcoming LP, which is going to be titled The Pulse of Annihilation. It's out, released in Australia via direct merch, and then in the rest of the world it's going to be releasing via Metal Blade Records. That album is going to be out on the 17th. The new clip for the new Psychroptic single has just dropped, so you can access both pre-order links for the new album as well as check out the new single, which I recommend. The music video is good too. The artwork is just sick. The last few Croppers albums have had some really decent oil painting style artworks. I know, I just think it's really cool. And it's Psychroptic, man. Don't know what else to tell you. Aussie tech death from down, somehow gets even further down south and colder than Melbourne. Yeah, I'd be playing technical death metal or something aggro as well. So enjoy some pissed Croptic from the Croppers. This is No Blade Grass. Now this next one is interesting. So releasing on Friday the September 11th of 2026, Green Lung That is our famous perennial green stoner rock band, are going to go in a little bit of a different direction with this one. So there's a single from the upcoming album. We've got the single, the stream, and all of those links, YouTube links, all that sort of good stuff, album info for everything. But they have a new album, Necropolitan, which is due out on the 11th of September 2026. So they're releasing a track off there called Necropolitan Line, which is, of course, is a homage to London's infamous Necropolis Railway. There we go. Me words good. Shut up, Mike. Anyway, Motorhead meets Deep Purple. It's very cruisy. I thought it was something to put in here, not just because I know that Devs is an outspoken advocate for cannabis, but also, especially when it comes to things like the impacts for ADHD, he's spoken out on that before. So, little homage for you there, Des. As well as that, it's just a nice rockin' track, and I think it's a groovy way to just sort of segue between a heavier song before and after. So enjoy Necropolitan Line. It's a Necropolitana of flavor. Dad jokes over. Song time now.
Right out the yard, fall dead, we travel far.
next up, I'm going to feature something from a little over, it is South Australia, but it's kind of technically west and upwards a little bit, really, with geography and stuff. Anyway, geography is never exciting. What is exciting is that these Adelaide progressive metal band Control the Sun. Now, this is a crew that I wish I'd caught, actually, because they sound quite good. They kind of remind me a fair bit of the sort of the peak of Carnival and Dead Letter Circus and a lot of the Circles, 12 Foot Ninja. So very, very influenced by that sort of early 2010s chunky, genty, modern prog sound. But being a progressive band, they have, and as we all have with the scene, most of us anyway, progressed past those points. We've all moved on with our lives, and these guys have started their band life essentially. One of their first, well, actually their first ever gig was a slot at Froth and Fury Festival. So I hope that gig went well, fellas. These guys, these locals, have released a single. It is called Pyre. They've just released the first single recently, earlier this year, called Say It's Over. So they are now working with industry heavyweight Forrester Saville to complete their upcoming release. But for now, you can check out the single Pyre. You can have a listen to the track here, and then we've got the streaming and the YouTube links and all that good stuff. Album info, you know the drill, guys. Broken record, all that info is going to be up there on the show notes. So props to these fellas. I love to always support new bands starting out and making waves in the scene. And this is some good chunky groovy Aussie prog, and for that reason I think it's very stylistically in line with something our mate Des might also enjoy. So this one goes out to the Adelaide scene. I hope if Des listens to this one, enjoy these tracks, mate. This is another slice of Australiana for you. Boom.
Never you mind.
You know me, guys. You know me. You know me. Love my extreme metal. Love my thrash. I got to send this out on a fast note. So I think I feel like I did a little bit of the old proverbial tease with Iron Mite before. So let's launch in and send out this interview with a bang. Give our mate Mr. Fafara some thrash. Some thrash and beans, something to give you guys a good old thrash, and all the way from Sweden. So this is from the upcoming EP Repulsion. Well, I shouldn't say upcoming. It would be upcoming if it was prior to the 26th. It dropped on the 26th. So past tense, Brady. Past tense. It's already out. Go listen to it. It's a great ripper of an EP. There's a bit of like old school Swedish punk, even like sort of a bit of an amoebic crust influence in there. Lots of old school death metal riffs, but it's firmly rooted in thrash. So if that kind of buzzsaw induced Swedish carnage mayhem ain't appropriate to send out our good friend Mr. DEZ FAFARA to, I don't know what is. So I'm going to let the music speak for the outro. And until next time, we do have an interview also coming up on the website. I'm just batch recording at the moment because, funnily enough, dealing with all this moving stuff has been a bit of a thorn in my side, to say the least, but got there in the end. So we have speaking of old school death metal, we have an old school death metal interview coming up for you tomorrow with 2 members of a seminal German death metal band. But for now, let's rip it up with Dead Sleep and some Swedish thrash. And as always, peace, love, and grindcore. Catch you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.